Good morning, everyone. The proof that Nicolas Dufourc was supposed to be on stage before me is not here is just a proof that finally quantum technology is wrong. You can't be in a Parisian traffic and on stage at the same time. So that's my conclusion. But nevertheless, we support it. Don't worry. And France is definitely behind it and wants to show its talent, its strengths, its investment behind this wonderful technology, which is definitely going to change the world. We all know this. And it reminds me, because I'm an old guy from tech, it reminds me those early days when we were talking about digital, foreseeing what would happen, not quite anticipating the speed of it, sometime being late on it, and this time nobody wants to be late, and France doesn't want to be late. We want to lead the pack as much as we can. So we all know that those are challenges. So far, we've been believing that it was just a research issue, no more. We feel now that we move into a different step. We move ahead into the idea that now QT is going to be concrete, going to set up companies. We've seen first results. They are very encouraging. But this is just the very beginning, early beginning, and France really wants to support as much as we can those technologies. So it was definitely 2023 was an amazing year for QT technologies because we had some very critical results and that were showing that finally we're getting closer and closer to this fault-tolerant quantum computer. And it's definitely something that is a breakthrough because we see that it's just not more about theories anymore, it's just about guys in labs anymore, but it's going down to the concrete ground of companies, of application, of usage. So we want, and France has built a very holistic quantum strategy. And France 2030 is backing it. A few words about France 2030. It's a 54 billion euro plan set up by our president, Emmanuel Macron, to invest at the state level, at the country level, to invest in new technologies. Among them, we have quantum technology. But when we talk about holistic, it's because we feel that all the technologies are nurturing each other in a kind of serendipity exercise where we know that some advancement in some techs will benefit to others, and definitely quantum technology will benefit to many of the other sectors we're investing in, like cybersecurity, obviously, but AI, obviously, but probably in the near future, in new processes, new production devices. So clearly, you have to look at France 2030 as a massive plan to support from fundamental research down to, factories, a fundamental plan to invest in technologies that will change our society. And this France, in this big plan of 54 billion euros, quantum technology has not been forgotten and is one of the many pillars we have, or many objectives we have in this France 2030 strategy. More precisely, we have results. In 3 years, we've increased the number of student, undergrad, graduated, PhDs, students in France by 30%. That's a big achievement, because I forgot to tell you that in the big plan of France 2030, of course, education is key. Because how do we want to see a future with all those new tech if we don't educate the population to electrical, vehicles, to batteries, to hydrogen, to new nuclear devices, and of course, quantum technology. 30% in 3 years, that's a big deal. Another achievement is Pascal, in partnership with CACIB, has paved the way to concrete the quantum advantage in the field of finance. And we can name two, Alice and Bob and Quandela, which made major milestone in their development on this fault-tolerant quantum computing. The industrial results are here too. In 2023, French companies reached, it's been said already, but I'm very proud as a French person to say it, as French representative of the government to say it, 20% of the number of quantum computers sold, machines sold in the world are French, which is a great achievement. And congratulations, by the way, to those teams, because I know that some of them are in the room. This level of sales shows how pushy we are, and we've been supporting different technologies, because amongst those companies, you all know that different technologies are supported, and I will come back to this in a minute with a big plan. But that means that the reality of those quantum computers on the field is a fact now. What is more amazing, because here we are in an international gathering, is that European manufacturers represent a 50% market share now in terms of sales of quantum computer in the world, which shows the strength of Europe as well. And of course, I'm convinced that this is a continental challenge, and we should all work together on those strategies at the continental level. So, of course, I'm supporting any collaboration between European companies, obviously international companies, but at one point we know that this challenge will be probably at a size that is bigger than just the country size. In terms of fundraising, you've seen the figures already on the screen before. This is 400 million that the French companies have been able to raise in the quantum computing technologies. That's another great achievement, showing the strengths and the quality of our teams. And last, but I don't think least, I think it's a critical achievement, because I believe most interesting part of quantum technology at this stage are the talents working on those techs. France is like Canada, employs 15% of the private quantum technology workforce worldwide, just behind the US. So basically, France is like the home of a lot of talent in those technologies. Well, if I can summarize the past year, 2023, I would say that it's really the trigger between a state where we were considering that it could be a change to it would or it will be a change. And this trigger, thanks to all this technology achievement, becomes really real, and I think this switch is made. So we're like on a springboard now. We need to jump in more seriously, and I'm encouraging all the financiers in this room to really believe in this future. It will go faster than expected. Because very often we consider that when technologies are too far away, both in terms of research and application, and in search of return on investment, it's the job of the public investment to fund them. We've done our part, and France 2030 is doing its part, and we're heavily supporting those companies with both hard capital and non-dilutive capital, shape of grants or loans. So we're doing our part. But what we need now for those technologies is the support of the private sector. And to convince the private sector, we needed some concrete proof that it can become a reality in a time gap which is reasonable. I think we reached this point. And for me, that's the real big lesson of 2023. From now on, we know that in 5, maybe 7 years from now, at max, we'll have concrete returns. So it's time for the sharpest mind in the financing in the private sector to go for it and to believe in it. That's a really important message I want to convey to you today, to say that no matter the size of the country, no matter the will of the government, if we're not backed by private money at the same time, this will not fly as fast as we expect. Therefore, the competition being, for me, extremely interesting, will be between the countries where private and public sectors are joining force to prove that they can be and remain in the race, versus the one that just give up and just rely on the financing of the public sectors. For this reason, and to show that it's concrete, we have revealed yesterday with the Director General of Defense a 15 years, 1-5 innovation contract between the government and 5 quantum computing companies to build 2 universal fault tolerance quantum machines. What does it mean? It means we go for 5, and then we'll be for 15 years working with them in collaboration to achieve this goal of having these 2 machines at the end of the day. That's a proof of our belief in long term, in our technologies, our belief that we can make it, and the commitment of the government behind it with the Ministry of Defense. Two major milestones will be achieved in the next 3-4 years. That's the deal with the companies. To deliver 2 logical qubits with a universal set of gates. And in 6 to 8 years from now, we want to reach 100 to 200 logical qubits with the same set of gates. So I believe that it shows that on the public front, in dual technologies, for public usage, for defense usage, for public usage, the government, the French government, with France 2030, with its Ministry of Defense, we believe in this contract. It's called, by the way, Proxima, and for the detail of it, it's a nice word because Proxima of Centaurus is the closest star from our galaxy, from our planet. Still pretty far away, but for the near future, let's say the next century, probably reachable in terms of space conquest. So Proxima means still far away, but we can reach it. So that's a good, I think, a good challenge and a good way to gather forces and talent to make it happen. So this pioneering program is showing you the commitment of the French government behind quantum technology, and of course, everything going with it, financing, education, talks like this to mobilize the private sector as well. But more importantly, the plan is to gather the most brilliant mind around this project. So for those who are interested, that's my selling job of the day. Welcome to France. We need you, right? We need, for the financer, we need the money. For the researcher, we need the mind. For everybody, we need the heart and the belief that quantum computing is the big next thing to come. Thank you very much.